Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Pacific Standard Guys. My name is Carter Briggs, and with me, as always, are my two lovely co-hosts, Mason Winter.
Hello.
And Abel Stoika.
Hello.
Today, we will be talking about Paddington, the first Paddington, otherwise known as one of the greatest movies of all time. So what'd you think? What'd you guys think? Actually, that's not true. That's not how we do this podcast. I forgot. Hey, Mason, what happened? What's the movie?
Dude, this was not my choice, and this is not one of my childhood movies. I cannot be the one to summarize this.
Dog, it came out in 2014. It's none of our childhood movie.
Okay, but I also had never seen it until now.
All right, fine. Abel, what happened?
I didn't know what Paddington was.
It's a beloved series of children's books, Mason.
I'll jump in with a point after.
Okay, it's a series of movies that starts with a bear in a bear family from Peru, and they are all very, very smart and can speak English. All of them die, except for Paddington.
Nope.
And his aunt, who is too old to travel. And he goes to England and is living on the streets for a little bit and then gets taken in by a family. They don't really like him. They're not sure what to do with him at first, but over the course of the movie, they come together as a whole family unit and destroy Nicole Kidman.
Who's an evil taxidermy bitch.
Yeah.
When I first saw her...
She's the evil Chuck Testa.
With, like, the blonde bob for some reason and how, like, tall her character appeared, I was like, is that, like, Charlize Theron? And then I was like, oh, wait, no, that's Nicole Kidman.
I had that same thought.
This movie's very funny.
It's a very funny movie.
British people are so funny. I love the part where the kid is trying to ride down the banister and they go, don't you know that 34% of pre-breakfast accidents involve banisters?
The dad says that 80s, like he says some fucking statistic and then like pre-something disasters. It's so funny. He's so funny.
Yeah, just like, oh yeah, pre-breakfast disasters. It's always the kid sliding down the banister to get some breakfast in the morning, you know?
It's very funny. It's also got a lot of heart. I won't lie. I won't lie to you, listeners. I'm a man with feelings, and this made me well up multiple times. It's also the kind of movie that is my kryptonite when it comes to crying at movies, but this movie made me well up multiple times, and it's very sweet, and it's full of heart, and it's got a good message for the kiddos and the adults.
Yeah. Well, Mason, what did you think?
Yeah, Mason, what did you think?
Yeah, Mason, what did you think?
Okay, so right off the bat... And I have facts. I have data to back this up here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Paddington is like a children's book character in England, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but I kind of assumed that based on the fact that like when this movie came out, people like knew the character and were familiar with the character.
Mm-hmm.
But upon first glance, I'm like, okay, it's a scantily clad bear who's cheerful and happy, who eats a syrupy substance that's sweet. I was like, this is just Britain's Winnie the Pooh.
Well, Winnie the Pooh is Britain's Winnie the Pooh.
No.
The book?
Winnie the Pooh?
The book Winnie the Pooh is by a British man.
All right, but it's still just Winnie the Pooh.
I'm
Paddington Bear.
gonna check that. I'm gonna check. Hold on.
Paddington is from the 50s.
Yeah, and Winnie the Pooh is from the
older than
20s.
That. Yeah, the 20s.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh
Winnie
is
the
English.
Pooh was originally called Edward Bear.
But the similarities just felt too glaring to me. I enjoyed the movie, but I was like, it's basically Winnie the Pooh.
We can't have two bears that speak English.
There can't be two nice bears. There can't be two nice bears.
That's
That's
do like a
impossible.
badger.
It was like the marmalade, and I was like, okay, honey. And then he always has the hat, but then they put the coat on him, and I'm like, okay, he wears like one basically item of clothing. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it ruined the whole movie for me. I couldn't watch a second more after I noticed that.
Wait, but Winnie the Pooh is a stuffed bear and Paddington is a real bear.
They're bears, dude.
No, one is a toy.
They're bears.
No, one is a toy bear and one is a real bear from Peru.
What's Winnie the Pooh's nickname?
Pooh Bear, because he's a teddy bear. Yeah, Edward Bear, you
it's
idiot.
Pooh Bear?
Yeah, Pooh Bear, the teddy bear, because he's a teddy bear.
He's a bear.
He's a teddy bear. Eeyore's
It's a
tail
toy
falls
bear.
off.
The key word there is bear.
Eeyore's tail is on a nail. They're toys.
It's up to interpretation. It's real to me, damn it.
I don't think it is. I don't think the fact that Winnie the Pooh and his friends in the 100-Acre Wood are all Christopher Robin's toys is up to interpretation. I think that's just a fact.
I'll die on this hill, having never watched Winnie the Pooh.
That's insane. You've never watched Winnie the Pooh?
No, I mean, I know the gist of it.
I'm going to come to your house and make you watch Winnie the Pooh.
Eeyore's depressed. Piglet's pink. Tigger bounces.
Piglet's pink. Piglet's pink.
Yeah, dude. And he's tiny. Sorry.
I'm going to sick a heffalump on you, bro. It's going to be so fucked up for you, bro.
A what?
A heffalump and or a woozle. Real Winnie the Pooh fans get in the comments.
You're talking about nargles and stuff, dude.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about heffalumps and woozles, bruh.
Whatever, dude.
This guy... This podcast is so dumb. Anyway.
Sorry, I'm not bilingual.
Bilingual, it's English, bro. It's a heffalump and or a woozle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
The scourge of the 100-Acre Wood.
Cool.
I bet you don't even know what the 100-Acre Wood is, bro. I bet you've never even been to the 100-Acre Wood.
I've made it this far. I'll burn the 100-Acre Wood to the ground.
Burn the 100-Acre Wood? You're going to have to go through me first, pal.
Nah, I'm sneaky.
You're not Will from Ranger's Apprentice. Get over it, man.
Oh, but I am. I've got the tattoo to prove it. Right?
Get over it, bro. If you're Will, I'm Horace, and I'll kick your ass.
I possess the oak leaf. Dude, Will would stunt on Horace. What are you talking about?
You're insane. You're absolutely insane. Anyway.
Will knows the sword block. Horace has a sword. It's over. Let's get back to this movie.
Horace is a giant. He's a big man.
He's an above average male.
And Will is a below average dude.
Will is a CIA operative of the time.
Horace is a Green Beret, bruh.
Yeah,
yes.
He's a Marine. He's a grunt. We have to move on. Abel's not included in this conversation.
I have never read Ranger's Apprentice.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm sure I would love it right now as a, adult male with an almost fully developed frontal cortex or whatever, frontal lobe.
Frontal lobe. Nobody has a frontal cortex.
Okay, well, I messed up and corrected myself. Okay.
I don't know. I'm wondering about the last one, Carter, because it's one of those series where they get bigger and thicker as they go on.
I don't know. I only read the first 3, so I'm not an expert.
Oh, you're killing me.
Oh, no, that's not true. I read the first 4.
Didn't even get to Japan, dude.
No, I didn't, bro. No. They beat what's-his-name, the main villain, and I was like, good shit.
Morgoroth.
Yeah, Morgoroth.
Yeah, but that's not... It's medieval times. There's a whole world. There's other countries with conflicts.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
France is strife with warlords, dude.
Paddington. What were you going to say, Abel?
I don't remember. I was just going to try to bring it back to Paddington. You know, the thing that we watched and we're going to talk about today.
Oh, yeah.
The first thing I did recognize in Paddington, though, was the uncle bear.
Bastuzo.
Oh, yeah.
I looked away to, I think I was, getting my food together or something. And I, looked away for a second, but I heard him speak, and I was like, that's Dumbledore's voice. I was like, that's Dumbledore.
There's a lot of Harry Potter actors in this. I think the aunt, what's it called? Imelda Staunton.
Molly Weasley.
Oh, no, the human aunt is Molly Weasley, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Umbridge
isn't
is in
the
this.
hat shop dude? Isn't that Slughorn?
Yes.
Yes, it is. He's in a lot of stuff.
He's good.
I always think of him as the guy from Hot Fuzz. There's a lot of guys from Hot Fuzz. I love Hot Fuzz. That's like that might be my favorite comedy movie like ever.
No.
Okay. Fucker.
No. I mean, it's good.
I also didn't recognize the mom, but I also haven't seen The Shape of Water. And then I was like, that makes sense.
She's in the American Godzilla movies.
Who is she in the Godzillas?
It's just some scientist lady. Like,
she's Mothra.
She makes
a bunch of monster noises and flaps around on the green screen.
she's Mothra's mom.
She's Mothra. She like pets the cocoon and she's like, Mothra.
And then the voice of Paddington is Q from James Bond.
Yeah, I just saw that it was supposed to be Colin Firth, but then he dropped out during.
I saw Colin Firth from the cast, and I was like, where was he?
Nowhere, I guess.
Is that the same with Hugh Grant?
Would not be a good Paddington.
Well, he's on the cast list, but he doesn't have a role listed, and I'm wondering if it's the same situation with Colin Firth, where he got dropped from a role.
Yeah, maybe
Hugh Grant's in the second one, right?
Spoilers.
Someone was cast in Paddington 2, a movie that came out 8 years ago.
Spoilers for next week's episode.
Dude.
What?
We say it at the end of the episode.
Oh, shit.
God
shit.
Damn it.
Shit. Sorry, listeners. That's on
This
me.
movie was made for a budget of... Guess.
Also, slight racism undertones in this I picked up, but...
Yeah, because everybody's like, the upstairs neighbor is like, you're from Peru?
I wrote down all of them.
He literally says, good thing he's leaving. I don't want to hear your jungle music.
The first one I wrote down was when the family meets him and the dad is like a bear, probably selling something. And he's basically like, he's a homeless dude selling drugs. And then, the jungle music one I wrote down. And then when Nicole Kidman's talking to like the neighbor, she's like, it starts with one. Soon the street will be full of them.
I think it's hilarious how this movie started with the entire backstory being like an English explorer, like clearly amazed at these bears and like what they can like do and like speak English and like they're just incredibly smart. And then for the rest of the movie, everyone treats it like it's no big deal and it's just completely normal. Like that's where a lot of the good humor comes from, but it is a major plot hole that doesn't make any sense.
No, it's very London. It's very like living in a big city where you're just like, fuck, a talking bear. All right, moving on. We're moving on.
Only in New York. Only in New York.
Hey, fucking what the fuck? I'm walking here and there's this bear in the way. People in London are like, shit, I gotta get on the tube.
I really liked the part where the explorer like says London and the bear just repeats it back to him and he goes, London, goodness. Like he's like shocked at them being able to speak and he goes, now try Stratford upon Avon. Which I just looked it up. It's like some random township in England. Like,
well, it's where Shakespeare was born, right?
Oh, I got no clue.
Yo, Mason, sometimes this is real. Sometimes I'll make a very common reference and you'll be like, what the fuck are you on about, bro? And then sometimes you'll just pull out of your ass, ain't that where Shakespeare's from?
Nobody knows that. Holy shit, did you guys know that Shakespeare was married to Anne Hathaway?
Yeah, Shakespeare born place, Stratford upon Avon.
Yeah, and he was married to Anne Hathaway, born 1556. That's hilarious.
I'm trying to be like Shakespeare for real.
That's so funny.
Also, Carter, my brain funny. It chooses which information it wants to hold on to, and
all right, man.
The rest is cast into the ether.
So Shakespeare's birthplace, holding on to that.
In fair Verona, where we lay our scene.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Mason, this is real. You wish you were in a Romeo and Juliet love story.
No.
No.
They're too wild.
They're insane, bro.
One of the like highlights of watching this was when it's the end of the movie when they're sneaking around the my God. This cat is standing on receipts. It's the noisiest thing ever. What was I saying? At the end of the movie, they're...
Keep it in. Mason, reference it so he has to keep it in. Mason.
Keep it in.
At the end of the movie, when they're like patrolling the museum, like all night at the museum style, the dad is like crawling out the window to try to climb like onto the roof to like get Paddington or something. I can't remember exactly what happens, but like he falls and then grabs onto the ledge. You know, like, oh shit, what if he died right there? And I just thought it would be fucking hilarious if he did die. And that was the end of the movie. Was them like...
He for sure should have. When you
if
fall
this movie was
unexpectedly,
any good, he would have just
your
died.
entire body weight. Have you tried to catch yourself by just your hands?
No.
That's tough.
It looks tough.
It's tough.
It's tough, dude.
It's tough.
Average English bloke could do it, though.
Ain't no way this guy from Downton Abbey's doing it.
Paddington would probably get killed by Nicole Kidman if he died right there. And they would both die.
If the movie was realistic, yes, Nicole Kidman would have stuffed Paddington.
Yeah, and then Paddington 2 would have just been the rest of the family just mourning their father and the bear.
If the movie was realistic, the explorer would have found like an intelligent species of bear, and the British government would have gone and colonized them. If the movie, if the movie was realistic,
the second one is the dad going on his John Wick spree,
yes,
avenging Paddington.
No, the dad dies though.
It's Aunt Lucy. It's Aunt Lucy, and she's turned in her cane for a shotgun. She comes back. She's like, "You've all forgotten your manners," and then she starts blowing people apart. Hell yeah, Paddington 4. Paddington Wick.
Paddington Wick. That sounds like a fucking British township right there.
That really does sound like a British township. Oi, I'm from Paddington Wick.
But you gotta say it like Paddington Wick. Like Paddington all Wick. One fucking thing.
Yeah, no syllables. Paddington Wick.
English places are just a bunch of like the same fucking like things just all combined together, like a direction. And then like with Shire or Ferd.
Shire.
West Stretfordshire.
Did you guys pick up on the fact that this is the second movie that we've talked about to reference nitroglycerin?
Are we keeping a running tally?
Just of things that I notice, you know. We got 2 movies with Rachel Weisz in it, 2 movies with nitroglycerin references.
What was the first?
The Christmas Vacation.
Oh, that's right.
Driving through a nitroglycerin plant. A dump truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant.
Anyway, it's time for Carter Examines the theme of this movie.
Hell yeah.
Whoa.
You guys ready?
I'm ready.
You guys ready?
I'm buckling my
Mason, are you ready?
Right now.
I wanted to talk about stuff like when he's on a skateboard with a cop hat on, and they're like, "We have an officer in distress."
Yo, it's so fucking funny. They just see a fucking bear, a little bear in a cop hat with a siren on it for some fucking reason. And then they're like, "Oi, we go fucking follow him. Oi, we go help." He's flying with an umbrella. He's literally kite surfing on a fucking double-decker bus.
And then when they're talking about sending Paddington to the institution, and the dad, they're like, "It's an institution for orphans," and it's like the menacing building. And then the dad's like, "No, it's the institution for young souls whose parents have sadly passed on." And then it's like the sign changes and it flashes different.
Yes, it's such a good bit.
The only other one is the fact that the 2 dudes working at the museum to pass time, they're guessing nutrition facts.
No, the funniest.
Really
what a great game.
The funniest is
What a
when
great game.
Paddington destroys the bathroom and the first night, and the daughter comes down and she's like, "I just wanted to wash my face," and Paddington licks her face. He just licks her, and he's like trying to be polite. He's like, "Oh, there you go. Is that better?"
And then quick cut, no reaction from her.
Quick cut. They're on the tube. Quick cut. Hijinks on the tube.
Okay, now examine.
Okay.
You have my permission.
Time to examine the theme. This theme is pretty simple, and it makes sense, unlike last week's movie. But
Okay.
It's my favorite theme in any movie. I have a weakness when it comes to movies, and it's a crying weakness. Do either of you have like a thing that happens in movies that gets you every time? You well up every time?
No.
Wow.
Sometimes I'm scrolling Instagram and I get got. I get got a lot.
like you just look up and you're like, holy shit. Like, that's so sad, or like you get...
No, usually it like, if something's really like heartwarming or touching, I think usually those things will like bring up memories you have that are like kind of close to that or associated with that. And that's usually what makes me like,
Oh,
my big weakness is whenever anybody is just good. Even like at their own, especially at their own detriment, but just like a person who is good, not for any type of reward, just like because it's the right thing to do, right? And it especially hits when it's like to their detriment. Like Paddington, at the end of the day, him being a polite bear and being good to people just out of the goodness of his heart does help him at the end of the day, but it mostly gets him into trouble, right? Like mostly what is it like him trying to be helpful and polite is like thrown back in his face by the mean streets of London and the dicks who live there. And I just love the message of just be good. Any movie that's just like just be good and the world will be better. I'm like, you rock, movie.
Yeah.
You're a movie that rocks.
I like that message too.
Every Spider-Man
and
movie.
Clearly London isn't.
No. London didn't take that message to heart. London saw Paddington and still voted for Brexit. That's what London is like.
Quote, hardly anyone says hello or wears hats.
Yeah. Fucking monsters. Bastards.
Two equally bad things.
Two equally bad things. Real talk, in American history, there were riots because people refused to wear hats at one point. That's how important hats were in American society.
What?
I also think it's dumb when people are like, you're being rude, take off your hat.
Take off your hat, you're inside. How about shut up, old man, and die soon?
Fucking
I like that
hat etiquette is
John
so
Mulaney
dumb.
grandma bit. No one knows what you're talking about, you idiot. You know how you talk to your grandma.
Yes. Fucking shut up and die soon is so funny to me. I don't know why. Fucking old people, man. They're always like, yeah, back in my day, I just handed my resume to the secretary and I got a job. Well, shut up.
Doesn't work like that anymore.
Doesn't work like that anymore. Now you just now you just work and you can't afford things until you're dead.
Now you just send 100 fucking people on Indeed your resume for positions that closed 3 years ago.
Yeah. Do you send 100 people? You send 100 AI robots your resume on Indeed, and they're like, you don't have 4 years of customer service experience at Starbucks. Denied. But it's fine. Whatever. Paddington's very good, and it's got a very good message, and it's very heartfelt, and I did well up, like, a lot of times.
Yeah, I would attest to those things. I don't think I didn't well up at all, but I did enjoy the message. I've seen this before, but I didn't remember, like, hardly anything about it. I know people really, really like this movie. I think that's more the second one, but the people really do like this first one. I don't think I'm, like, quite there yet. It might grow on me, but, like, I think it's a really great movie that everybody could enjoy. Like, I don't think of, like, I don't think, like, this kind of person would dislike it for whatever reason. Like, it's really totally accessible to everybody.
Yeah, except people who voted for Brexit. You won't get it.
Yeah, it'll just go right over your head.
I was scrolling my notes, and one of them is just one word, 11ses.
11ses, dude. I want a fucking marmalade sandwich, a cake, and some tea delivered to me on a train.
Hell yeah.
That'd be sick. I literally, every time I see like a semi-magic train in one of these movies that delivers food or some type of treat, I'm like, why isn't that my house?
Treat delivery. I need treat delivery right now.
I need treat delivery. Where's my brownies?
I need my treats.
Give me my treats. I've been a good boy all day. I want a sweet treat.
I want a sweet treat. Give it
Carter,
to me.
when you brought up the bathroom scene, the flooding, I totally forgot that like it's like in the middle of that, like cut to the kitchen, but the grandma is like crouching repeatedly.
Yeah.
And she's like, the storm is upon us. And then dad's like, oh, you and your knees.
she can feel a storm coming in her knees. And it's Paddington flooding the house.
It works though. She sensed the water.
The best part is that when the flooding starts, the dad calls the insurance company and does commit a little bit of insurance fraud. But, you know, we don't mind here on Pacific Standard,
It's
guys.
a little bit's fun.
Commit all the insurance fraud you want. Just kidding. That's I think it might be illegal to tell people to commit crimes. I'm joking. That was a joke.
I also think that like a talking bear within your house could be quantified under extenuating circumstances.
That they don't have to cover
Yeah,
it.
but it's totally normal to London.
That's an act of God. Yeah.
An act of God.
That's why you get.
That's what the dad thought in the beginning when his wife like liked the bear. He was like, God did this to me. He willed this bear upon me.
And it worked. Now he's a cooler dad.
True.
Now he's cool dad, so he should thank God.
Now he's nitroglycerin dad.
Now nitroglycerin dad.
That's the newest DC superhero.
Nitroglycerin dad. No, that's a Superman
All right, you want to see
villain.
some cool shit, son?
That's a Superman villain. The kid's like, man, Superman could kick your ass, dad. And then nitroglycerin dad is like, no fucking way. I'm made of nitroglycerin or whatever.
Either that or he's like Firestorm's predecessor. He's his dad.
Firestorm's dad. Which half of Firestorm? The old guy or the young guy?
Dude.
What a weird concept for a character.
Is that like, that's the original? Like, that's so, I don't know.
I don't like
What?
that.
I
That
love
wouldn't be like you think that's cool? Like a cool character thing is that there's just two people in one body.
That can adjust atoms at their will? Yeah, I think it's pretty sick.
I think that part's cool.
I like that
like-
one of them's a jock and one of them's a brainiac. And I like that they didn't go, well, it's the nerd and his bully. They went, it's a professor and some kid. That's fun.
Maybe I haven't touched up on much Firestorm lately. I don't know fucking anything about him except that it's a weird backstory like that, you know?
It's a fun, unique backstory concept.
Is he in the like Arrowverse shows?
Yeah.
He is.
That's why I thought that backstory was like, don't get me wrong. I liked those shows growing up and they're part of my childhood, but I acknowledge some issues they have.
I didn't like him. I always thought they were
And
trash.
Okay, Carter, but like, to be honest, let's give them credit for simply carrying the DC universe for a while.
They did. They carried the DC universe for a while. They were not good, but they were still better than all the movies DC has put out since The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Except for the Batman.
But I thought because that was a premise in the show, I was like, this is just like a weird conjuration of the Arrowverse. This isn't a real comic book story.
That's just a thing they're doing for the show, is what you said.
Yeah, that's just the thing they're doing.
Nah.
This is just
Comic
the CW.
Comic book, baby. Comic book. You think the CW writers could come up with something like that?
Yes.
Disagree.
Savitar.
Avatar. Stupid.
Yo, shout out Savitar.
Shout out to Avatar.
What is Savitar?
He's the one.
Evil Barry Allen in
No.
a big black and blue
But
suit.
he's like evil, like Mirage of Barry Allen. It's very confusing.
Dude, once you get in the time force and the multiverse, Abel, just give up, bro.
Just give up on trying to understand things, bruh.
I watched like
You
a
never get
season
this.
and a half of both Arrow and The Flash and couldn't fucking handle the filler anymore.
I love the fact that every season the Arrow switches whether or not he kills people. I think it's my favorite. I think
He's a troubled soul, Carter.
my other favorite thing is that whenever a vigilante that does in the seasons where he doesn't kill, a vigilante who does kill always shows up, and he's like, "You're ruining this city with your killing."
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
No, he is, and he fights him, and I'm always like, "Bro, that was you like 3 weeks ago. What the fuck are you talking about?" I'm like,
you have
Can we
failed
flip
this
perspective?
city.
you have. I mean, like, you like what?
Didn't you just
As a
fail this
person who
city
was
like 2 episodes ago?
Yeah. Hey, dude. What the fuck?
As a kid watching it in middle school when they came out, I was like, yeah, dude, a hero who actually will kill some bad guys? Fuck yeah. Badass.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Some bad guys got to be put down. Hashtag Creature Commandos. Hashtag GI Robot.
Do you guys watch
Hashtag
the show Heroes?
I watched the first season and I was like, I watched that. You know how you're always talking about, you talk a lot about like the first things that like made you go, man, things can be bad.
Yeah.
Heroes was
Heroes?
that. Yeah, I was like, this sucks.
How old were you?
I think I was like 12.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what is Heroes?
Heroes is like
show.
Heroes is like if you took everything interesting about superheroes and you just didn't do that.
I remember really liking the first couple seasons, and then I think I stopped watching. But I was like, I think I was about 12.
All the shots of the show are just the most basic looking people.
It's literally just like,
It is
what if
really
a dude
generic.
what if a dude in a shirt had a power and his power was shitty and he never used it at the right time, and he never used it at a time where you're like, hey, you could use your power and fix everything.
There's one dude in this lineup who's clearly in his nurse scrubs.
Well, I think that they're one of the, like, they're all like normal people who like get superpowers.
Yeah.
Is the
And
premise.
The main villain like takes parts of their brain out and gets
Yeah,
those
he, like,
powers.
Fucking scalps them and like eats their brain and then gets their powers. It was actually like, I thought that was really cool. That was a cool villain thing to do.
I mean, like they did that in that one comic book where the guy eats the bodies and then he can see their life.
Okay, well, what if I don't know what you're talking about?
What
I
is?
feel like power absorption isn't really like a new.
No, it's not that interesting.
Concept.
Oh, you just did Parasite, but he eat people? That's like not that
But
interesting.
they did it cool. Like they built him up as like really like
They
an
didn't do it cool.
intimidating, like,
He
thing.
wears a fucking turtleneck.
I thought it was cool when I was 12, okay? And I don't really remember what it is, but I just remembered the feeling that I got from watching it. And I was like, yo, that's cool. And it was all, they kept saying, save the cheerleader, save the world. I don't really remember what happened after that, but I remember that they said it a lot. They
They did say it
had
a
fucking, this was 2006, I think is when it started running. And they had, I remember seeing at the fucking grocery store checkout that they had magazines for it. You know how they used to do that for like TV shows? They would have like a magazine that you could like read. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Magazines?
Like for like a TV show specific magazine to one specific show.
Oh, yeah. I remember these. Also, the comic book I was referencing is called Chew.
Is it good?
Thank you.
Yep. I got you, listeners. Go read Chew. It's pretty interesting and fun.
How do you spell it?
Chew, like the word chew. Like the verb chew.
Okay.
Oh, that got me.
How do you spell it?
Well, I don't. Oh, because it's about eating brains.
I mean, not brains specifically, but it's about chewing things. The
Well,
main
I'm
guy's
looking.
the main
His
guy's
name is Tony Chu,
Yeah, Tony Chu.
but it's spelled differently. So
Yeah, because one is a name and one's a verb.
well, I didn't know which one was the. I don't think it was that stupid to ask how do you spell the title of this book when it's spelled two different ways in the book just from looking at the Wikipedia for 5 seconds.
No, it's not.
Have you seen 16 Candles?
No.
Yes.
My favorite fireback is you don't spell it, son, you eat it. Because they're talking about quiche.
Yeah.
And he's like, quiche, how do you spell it? You don't spell it, son, you eat it.
Quiche is spelled horribly. Fuck that.
I used to sell quiches.
When I read
My dark days.
When I read the Bone comics,
I was just about to say the bone book.
I had never seen that word before, and so I said quinchy, and so I went down to my parents because I was like 8 or 9. And I went down to my parents. And I was like, "What the fuck is a quinchy?" I didn't say what the fuck. I said, "What's a quinchy?" And they were like,
Mom, can we have quiche for dinner?
Hey mom, what the fuck is a quinchy?
She's like, "It's a quiche, you idiot." And I was like, "Oh."
Thanks,
What the
mom, for calling me an idiot.
And I was like, "What the fuck is?"
You know how you talk to your kids.
Did your parents not talk to you that way? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. But
Not my birth parents.
that joke
We
is
won't get into him.
that joke is a lot funnier, Abel, if you'd ever met Mason's former stepdad.
He was unpleasant to Carter.
He really was. He was such a dick to me, and I visited like 4 times.
Just unpleasant person. When Paddington rolls up to the royal guard in front of the palace and he has food in his hat, I was like, not only is it funny, but conveying the idea that the reason royal guards wear these big hats is to store snacks in them is chef's kiss.
It's very good.
That's pretty funny.
It negates the need for pockets.
It does. They don't need pockets in the stupid outfit they wear.
They can carry more blanks for those rifles.
Yeah. They can protect a monarch in 2025 more easily if they don't need pockets for their snacks.
And also, they're not going to do any, like, some of those European streets are still so narrow. And, like, have you seen that clip it was like Holland or the Netherlands? There's, like, a procession of, like, I think the royal family or something.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just a homeless dude who screams at the top of his lungs, and he starts a stampede. Like, everyone in the streets are packed, and everyone just starts running and panicking.
Yeah.
Because a homeless dude just screeches.
Can you imagine if that was like, if you were in LA and every time a homeless dude screamed something random, you ran? Like, everyone in the vicinity started running?
That's how fragile society is.
Fucking Europeans, man. Anyway.
We're no different.
Huh?
You just need someone to... we're no different.
Huh?
You just need somebody to scream, January 6th. Then stampede, dude.
That's what Trump said.
Stampede.
That's what Trump said on January 6th.
Yeah, it was January 6th, and Trump comes out and he goes, January 6th, and then everyone starts darting towards the fucking Capitol. That's exactly what happened.
He just said the date, and everyone was like,
yeah, and these people weren't there for any particular reason. They just all happened to be standing there at that moment.
Yeah. Probably a real defense Trump's attorneys used. Anyway, what was your other final thought about Paddington?
Oh, the scene where they meet, where, like, you get to see the geographer and, like, the geographer society.
Mm-hmm.
They banish him, and they're like, geographers, turn your backs.
So good. I love it. I love a manners-based system.
Oh, yeah, dude. Hellos, hats, turning backs.
Turning backs. All right, are we moving into quotes?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I already said my favorite quote has to be that joke about the banisters and breakfast-related accidents.
Dope.
Really
We all know Abel's a big banister guy.
Abel loves a banister.
It was just so funny because it was like, I'm not going to bother explaining a fucking joke. Who am I kidding? I laughed really hard when that happened. And I'll leave it at that.
Abel's explaining the joke to 2 dudes who laughed at the joke. He's
Yeah, what the hell is wrong with me, man?
My favorite quote is, hardly anyone wears hats and says hello or wears hats anymore. It's my favorite quote.
It's a good one.
Mason?
Just kind of stole it from me. But,
Yeah, bitch.
No, it's not my favorite one. I still had another one queued up, fucker. I think it's the dad is having a stare off with Paddington. He's like, what are you doing? And Paddington's like, it's called a hard stare. My aunt taught me to give them when people have forgotten their manners.
Oh, dude, I was going to say, I think a hard stare would work on me, like, immediately. I can't do it. My ex used
It depends who it is.
My ex used to give me hard stares like that, and I would fold immediately. It's so immediate. Anyway. Rating time.
What'd you rate it?
9.5.
Oh, damn.
That's big. Big news.
Big. Huge. And I'm only not giving it a 10 because Paddington 2 exists.
Yeah, and 2 movies in 1 franchise can't get the same rating.
No, they can't.
That's the rules,
So wait, we
man.
each have 1 10 rating to give out this entire podcast history?
No. Every franchise, we have 1 10 rating to give out.
Well, that just seems
Not accurate.
Yeah, remember how... Throwback to The Giver, we were talking about how we rate
Throwback to
each
the Giver.
movie on its own based on what they were trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie is trying to adapt the Paddington story to film. And then the second one is trying, debatably, the harder job of doing a good sequel. So we can judge it based on that.
All right, okay, fine. Twist my arm,
But
10.
Judge Paddington...
When did we start doing that?
Just now.
Okay, I was like, I never signed up for that. I've not been doing that for my rating.
We never decided on a system. We were all like, hey, we're rating out of 10.
We're doing our own thing.
To interpret what that means.
Yeah, do whatever.
Cool.
Basically, what I started to do was give great movies 9s and only give them a 10 if they have the nostalgia factor for me. Since that's like the carry-through theme of this podcast.
I can't wait for Abel to give the Bionicle movies a 10.
I'm not giving those movies 10s.
I was going to say, Carter, we'd have to even those averages out.
Dude, they're evened out. Abel made me watch a Bionicle movie with him and his fucking fiance. It was really not fun. I mean, it was fun. I did have a good time, but watching the movie was not enjoyable.
So what's your final rating?
10.
If we start talking about Bionicle, I'm going to get back to Bakugan, and it's just going to be the same conversation that we had last time. So we can't do this.
Yeah.
10. It's a 10, Abel. What's your rating?
Okay.
I gave it a 7 right after watching it. I think I'll stay with that
That's crazy.
for now.
That's a C.
But
You're
maybe
giving this
an
movie
8.
a C.
That's not true. I gave it a 7. It's a different thing.
No.
It's a different
7
thing,
is a
Carter.
C. 70% is a C.
Thing. Yeah. Guess what? We're not in fucking school anymore.
All right, so Abel...
Just can't be a good person.
Abel gave it a C.
That's why the world's how it is right now, I think. If I were to guess. How about we just be nice people?
I liked it. That's a positive score.
Mason, what are you giving it?
Give it an 8.5.
A 10, an 8.5, and a 7.
I think that maths out to an 8.5.
Maths out.
Right?
Give me the math, Abel.
Show me the math.
Right?
I'm doing
Show
it.
your work.
I'm doing it right now. Yeah, it does.
Riveting
It is
podcasting
8.5.
right here.
It is 8.5.
Look at me.
Great.
I did it.
Okay, last segment of the show. What have we been doing?
I watched no movies since the last podcast besides Paddington.
Okay.
But I did watch the fucking AFC Championship game.
Boo! Don't bring it up. Boo! Boo! Hiss! Boo!
Okay. I have not watched anything. Carter, what have you been watching?
I watched the AFC Championship game, and the fucking Chiefs the refs are bought, and the Chiefs are the most undeserving team to go to a Super Bowl ever in NFL history. That's one.
That's not true.
That's true. It's fucking true.
They're a very good team. It's just so fucking annoying because the Bills are also a very good team, and they just can't beat them in the playoffs. I think, before this game, the last 10 times they played each other, 5 times it was in the playoffs and 5 times it was in the regular season. All regular season games, the Bills won, and all playoff games, the Chiefs won.
You're telling me that was a catch?
What?
You telling me that was a catch, Abel?
I'm just saying it's annoying. It's frustrating.
They won by 3. And they got a touchdown off of a catch that wasn't a catch. I mean, they didn't get a touchdown. They got to the 10, which they then got a touchdown.
Yeah.
Refs are bought, bro. The NFL has a storyline. They're running with it. Fuck the Chiefs. Also, Patrick Mahomes is a flopping bitch.
The NFL would benefit more from the Bills winning that game because it would get more people excited, you know?
I agree.
So it's not rigged because if it was rigged, then they would rig it the other way, you know?
So that was a catch?
What are you...
That was a catch?
I'm not having this discussion. We're moving on. We could have had Bills Lions. That would have been amazing.
Well, the Lions lioned it. They went out a while ago.
Yeah, I know. It's been a week.
The Eagles spanked the Commanders, though.
I think it's just incredibly frustrating that it's going to be Chiefs Eagles.
Our Lord and Savior Saquon must save us. He
I
must
mean,
save
it's
us.
better than the fucking Niners again, but that would have never happened this year. So,
No.
Oh
Anyway.
yeah, I have been watching Severance, the new season. That's what I've been watching. 2 episodes have come out. Have either of you guys seen Severance?
Nope.
Nope.
You fucking should. It's one of the best shows I've ever seen. It's really, really, really engaging. It's like an hour-long episode show, but information is given to you at the pace of like a movie. It's so riveting and like just edge of your seat, like mystery sci-fi shit. Like I would implore you both to watch it. It's got a great cast. Ben Stiller directs like most of the episodes. It's the only good thing on Apple TV.
What have you been watching, Mason?
Nothing. So I was just gonna shout out Shogun if you haven't seen it. It's great.
Shout out Shogun.
I haven't seen it.
Great. It's only 10 episodes. Real digestible. It's great.
I do like Shogun. I've been watching Shrinking. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's on Apple TV, right?
Yeah.
My mom's been talking a lot about that, but I like a lot of the cast on it. I just haven't checked it out.
It's good. It's funny. It's funny and it's good.
It's good. It's funny.
It's funny
Good,
and it's
funny.
good.
It's funny and it's good.
Those are my favorite kind of shows when they're funny and they're good.
Carter's Dad reviews will return next week.
Funny, good.
It's good. It's funny.
Good, funny. Good and funny. It's got that guy, it's got that guy Mason Albatross in it.
He's funny and he's good.
You know, he does the singing in the Remembering Sarah mishap or whatever the movie. You know how dads always get like most of it right? It's like that Sphinx. It's like that Sphinx from that episode of Adventure Time. They're like 90% correct or whatever.
My dad literally just watches whatever my mom puts on. Like, he really does not care. And he'll fall asleep halfway through it no matter what.
That is the life.
I don't think... I can't remember the...
checked out dad.
That's
Yes,
Mason's
dude.
dream. Mason's dream is to one day be a dad that falls asleep during movies.
I can't remember the last time my dad picked out what we were watching. It's been at least 5 years.
That's not your right. First priority is the kids, then the wife, and then you. You are not priority at all, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick out shit all the time as a dad. Gonna be honest.
Okay.
Hey, yo, where's your fiance?
That's what they all say.
Is she hearing this? Is she hearing this shit? Because I'll tell you one thing.
She knows the deal.
Actually, to defend Abel, Carter, did you not mention that when you watched Bionicle, she was there?
That's true. Fuck.
I know that wasn't her pick.
It wasn't.
I mean, to be fair, I only put that on because I thought it would be funny to make you watch it.
Yeah, I'm aware why you put it on, motherfucker. All right.
Hashtag the Giver episode.
Anyway, fucking, is that the episode?
I believe that's the episode.
Cool. We're going to sign off with our classic sign off. Patrick Mahomes is a bitch, and he flops, and it's ruining the game of football. Flopping should not be in football. Anyway, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram and Blue Sky now. And what else?
YouTube.
And YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. And also leave a comment or send us an email at pacificstandardguys@gmail.com. Send us one email. Send us an email.
At gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
At gmail.com. Send it to gmail.com.
We didn't get any emails. Because I don't think
Let me check the email right now. No, we did not get any emails.
I don't think anybody listens to the end of the podcast.
No, I don't think people listen to the beginning either.
Or the middle.
We're here for
Anyway,
the love of the craft, you know?
We love the craft. Anyway, bye everybody.
Take care.
I'm stopping the